like conditioned my hair last night, and I did it first so I could leave it in there while I did all my other showering business. And look at my hair.
Yeah.
Look how different it is.
Well, that's how I wash my hair. I just put the shampoo in first and leave it while I'm doing the rest.
I do the shampoo, rinse that, get the conditioner in, and then do everything else, and then rinse the conditioner.
I just can't condition my hair because my hair is so oily as it is.
Yeah. Well, your hair doesn't need it. It's just soft, and my hair is like a big fucking handful of straw on my head. If I don't keep it moisturized. Why, hello there. Fancy seeing you here. Drip, drip, drip. Hair always looks great, by the way. I beg to differ. I beg to differ. You don't have to deal with the bale of hay that my hair becomes. Okay? Should be poking out left, poking out right. Wiry, woolly, weird. My shower routine just involves me sanding my head like a piece of wood with my sponge, bald privileges. Yeah, for sure. That's easier. That's easier to do. Bigfoot's behind me? I am Bigfoot, bitch. What you talking about? What you even talking about, boy? What's up, Bigfoot? Nothing. Chilling in the forest. Chilling in the forest. You wash your wigs in a pot of boiling water with fabric softener. I did not know that's how that worked. That's cool. Maybe I'll just wash my head in a pot of boiling water with fabric softener. Why not? It might work. It's a hungy. There's a bear shit in the woods. Does the Pope wear a pointy hat? Like a bald witch with her cauldron. Neat. Double, double, toilet trouble. Cauldron burn and cauldron bubble. Captain Spaulding? I could probably do a pretty kick-ass Captain Spaulding cosplay, I gotta feel like I could pull that one off, you know? I really do feel that way. You got the Edward Furlong, John Connor haircut. Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, the side part, kind of. I see. All right, all right, all right, all right. See what you're up to. I'll see what you're up to, there, friend. Jeez. Why are so many dummies today? What happened? Somebody tell me why? Anybody? Why so many dum-dums? Zoomer bots are out and about. Is Bitcoin a bubble? Everything financial is a bubble. Everything in modern financial systems is based around the idea of creating and extending bubbles. So yes, Bitcoin is a bubble. All right. Yeah. Here we go. That's that. You know what, guys? It's enough. It's enough. Here you go. There you go. Too stupid. Too stupid. Monkey button tapped. Too fucking dumb. Holy shit. You're just wake up and you're in a good mood. That was me today. I'm in a kind of a good mood, but I feel like that's gonna change. It's gonna fucking change. That's gonna change. Racing games? Yeah, I guess. I like more arcadey ones though. I like Wipeout. Wipeout. Sad you have to do that. I mean, sometimes I don't. The other day I didn't have to touch it at all, and people were pretty chill. You know, eventually, like once in a while, once on Blue Moon, somebody that was fucking too retarded to live came stumbling, bumbling in somehow. Yeah, the last couple of streams has been chill, but today it's like, fuck. I expect it's just younger kids who have nothing but free time on the weekend. I mean, dude, but think about it though. When I was a kid, free time was the best. Free time was like time to get in trouble. Time to go run around and get injured. Like do something you're not supposed to do. Do a backflip. You know what I mean? Like now, like when kids get bored, they just come to the internet and go like it's a good thing that I was never able to have children. It's a good thing. Because I would be, I'm telling you, dude, I would be the hardest ass dad. There would be no cell phones in my home. None. Zero. Well, mine. I would get to keep mine, of course. Do as I say, not as I do type of situation. Be no cell phones. There would be no fucking weird internet subcultures. That would be, I'd nip that shit in the bud. All right. Oh, hell yeah. Boomer Paul, you better fucking believe it. There would be no goddamn, I would nip it. I would nip it. That's a parent's job. Okay? A child is like a bonsai tree, right? And you gotta snip. You gotta keep it trimmed for it to grow into a functional bonsai tree. That's how I feel about it. You see your kid like skating face first into the furry fandom? No. Nah. That's not happening. Nope, nope, nope. It's coming from former teenage troll Paul Whizkid. True. True. Good point. Good point. What? Woo-ha! I got you all in check. I got that freak Nick shit to make you break your neck. I got you all in check. Happy Sunday. Sunday, bloody Sunday. Sunday, bloody Sunday. Get another CB radio. I don't, dude, I'm probably still on the list, bro. The FCC stepped in and shut my ass down, okay? That's the Federal Communications Commission, the man in the black suit. And I would be willing to bet that my name is on a list. My name is on a broadcast airwaves list somewhere, and they would come straight to my fucking door if I started doing that shit. How many kids do you think you caused to cry in your trollish days of online gaming? Dozens. I was ruthless. Absolutely ruthless. So dozens. Yeah. Get it under Amelia's name? Amelia's name and my name are intrinsically and legally linked. We're married. You see? Imagine Paul has made some grown men cry this year alone. Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure. I'm a heartbreaker. A dream crusher. I was never I was never actually banned from broadcasting. That was the next step, right? The next step was them banning me from broadcast, and then I might have had trouble with the whole YouTube thing. I don't know. Paul, thick and tall, stands as high as the Berlin Wall. Yeah, true. Did you ever consider leaving the U.S.? Maybe. Probably not. I feel like I'm far too much of an American creation to go be elsewhere and to change my expectations. You know, it's fun to think about sometimes. You know, like I'll move to China. I'll move to Europe. You know, I'll move to fucking South America. It's fun to think about, but I just can't see myself like assimilating to another culture or whatever. Where am I? I'm on the West Coast somewheres. I outside your place coming. Come on in. Hold on. Come on in. I'm ready for you. I'm ready to receive a visitor. Oh, there's some tall trees. Are you in the mountains? Kinda. Yeah. Kinda in the mountains. Kind of near the ocean. I'm almost on an island. And I live under the canopy of an old growth cedar forest. Are you in weed? I like weed, California. It's pretty there, but no, I'm not there. I'll give you guys a little sweeper. I like doing this, just to let you know what I'm looking at out here. All my big, beautiful trees. I'll give you my view. Way out west. Red cedars, western red cedars are the names of the trees. Or are you talking about the names I gave them? The king, the queen, and the court. Yeah, the king, the queen, and the court. Shaka when the walls fell. Watching that old stream you did a few years back the other day where you messed with TJ using overlays. Yeah, that was good. That was fun. Ugh. It was the clown music. Yeah. You got to have that calliope music. It's the calliope that makes it. Wheels in motion. I wish TJ would start doing ideologies again so that I could do one like that. I gotta bring him in and mess with his picture, play some calliope behind it, give him the old school treatment, you know? It's been too long since I calliope'd TJ. So planning on having your father on one of these? Maybe. I ain't gonna force the old man. He's talked to me a bunch of times though. I want to get on there and argue with you. I want to do this. I want to do that. Well, you're gonna be staying with me for 10 days, Pops. What do you think? What do you think about that, Pops? Well, yeah, if I did a dad stream, the monkey button's gonna be on, obviously. Full monkey button. You know. Dad's an old man. He doesn't need your shit. Which is why maybe we won't do it. I don't know. You know, I'll do it if he seems enthusiastic about it. If not, never mind. Would be kind of weird for you guys though, because we sound like a whole lot alike. If not look a whole lot alike. My dad's very clean cut, no beard, short hair, you know. But he's not quite as, yeah, I don't think he's as raspy as I am either, because he's not a smoker. But the same kind of cadence, I guess, would be the way to put it. Papa's ego. He's going to come here to tell you guys all about how wonderful Trump is, okay? I'm just warning you. If you do not want to be convinced, if you don't want to turn into a MAGA, then don't tune into that possible stream, okay? Because that's what he's going to do, okay? The trumpet story from his perspective, yeah, yeah. Does your dad have a similar arguing style to yours? Yes. Well, to an extent, yes. My dad is less likely to get bombastic and emotional. That is the healthy tablespoon of my mom that I got. My mom is very Irish, very hot-headed, very prone to an emotional response during arguments. My dad is not. And I'm somewhere in the middle of that. I'm a mishmash of those two things. Yeah, it does seem ridiculous to give advice to a person you've never met and who doesn't give a fuck what you think and isn't looking for advice. Yeah, it is ridiculous. Yes. Maybe you should stop doing it. Cool? Cool. See you next alt. Couldn't get out of the child-proof cell, I know. The world's easiest jail to escape from. Fatty? There's supposed to be 2 T's in fatty, bud. I'm just helping you out. I'm just helping you out. That reads more like fady in proper English, and nobody's really going to understand what that means. So you're going to want to put 2 T's in there. It's okay, little fella. I'm happy to pick up the slack that school left in your life. We'll get you there. Arrive as someone's getting banned. Even the monkey button isn't blocking them today. I'm getting all kinds of new subs. That sub line go up, 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 up. Yeah, I mean, if you're going for a text insult, you really got to be meticulous. You got to spell it right. You know, you got to punctuate. Because if you don't, that insult just kind of boomerangs and slaps you right in the face. Like, if you're calling me fatty, but you're too stupid to spell fatty, right? Who took the brunt of that one? You got to explain this shit to people. I think one of the things that I find weird about modern society is that people, like, one of the weird things that the internet has done to people is that their capacity for embarrassment has gone down to zero. Their capacity to be humiliated, to feel withering social humiliation, has been reduced to zero because they're wearing their underpants on their head. Nobody can tell who they are. You know what I mean? It's fucked. Make shame great again. Yeah. When you diss Dre, you diss yourself. Yeah, it's a face plant. It's like you ran up in the cafeteria, tried to pants a kid, but as you bent down to pants him, your pants fell down and everybody laughed at you. You know what I mean? That's the level of coming in here and misspelling an insult is. Like, you really need to think about it that way. Like, you tried to sneak up behind a kid to pants him, and as you bent over, your whole ass fell out. And the whole cafeteria saw it and laughed their ass off at you and pointed. That's how you need to. Yeah, you're gay. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's the best. It's like, yeah, it's like shitting your pants to own the libs. You know, it doesn't work. Cleverness can't be faked, and timing can't be taught. You know? Yeah, remember the pro diaper MAGA? They were selling MAGA diapers and saying my president wears diapers and real men wear diapers. Oh fuck, this timeline is unbelievable, man. I gotta get out of here. I gotta get off this timeline. I gotta call the Institute of Chronomancy and get them to reassign my ass pronto because this timeline is fucked. I think we can scratch this one off the list. I don't think I need to observe another 20 years like my contract states. Okay, I think they can put me in another timeline. My professional opinion is this one is fucked. Real men wear diapers. Just kill me now. I know. Take us with you. No can do. Sorry. It's a one-way trip and a one-way transfer. You know what I mean? And it's strictly prohibited by the Institute of Chronomancy to bring anybody from a what I'm calling a doomed timeline into a viable timeline because that could spread that unviability, right? So I'm sorry. I'm merely an observer, you know. It pains me to have to put the fucking red stamp on this timeline, but I don't see it. You guys are in a nosedive, yo. It's going real fast, so I'm gonna have to go ahead and put a stamp on this one. This one is a dead branch. You know. I swear we slipped into an alternate timeline when Trump was first elected. Well, that's when I arrived here. Yeah, in my official capacity. Despite what you may remember, of course, the timeline is manipulated for the insertion of a chronomancy agent like myself. And as such, you're kind of right about that. It's what we call a transitional event. It's when a timeline branches. And yes, this branch of the timeline I was sent to investigate fully. And my observation is that it is a dead branch. Sorry. I mean, the cool thing about it is that my next assignment is the Schwarzenegger branch. I want to see how that turned out. There's a wild branch where Schwarzenegger was able to get the Constitution amended and get himself fully naturalized. And he's the president now. I know that's wild, right? I'm not supposed to share that shit with you, but since this is a dead branch anyway and you're all trapped on a sinking ship, what damage could you possibly do, with the info? So when will this branch be condemned? It already is. It already is. I sent in the paperwork this morning. I mean, yeah, sorry. Yeah, my bad. But yeah, my next assignment is the Schwartziverse. So we'll see how that turns out. I'll meet you guys all over there. You won't remember this, but the version of you will be over there, and we'll get to meet again. So it's never goodbye, you know. Don't think of it that way. But I'll know the other you. The other you will likely be over here watching them. You'll not know the difference. I mean, this you will, because this you is gonna burn. I'm sorry. I really am sorry for what's gonna happen. But just take comfort in the fact that this is just one tiny version of you, okay? And there are millions of other versions of you that aren't gonna burn. I know damn well you're smuggling Dee and Amelia with you. Don't give us this rule following hogwash. Hey, you don't talk to me that way, sir. Okay? My chronomancy assistant agents are chosen by me. Okay? And Dinor, by the way, you don't even mention his name in the halls of chronomancy without some reverence. All right? Dinor he's the one that got me into chronomancy. He recruited me when I acquired him as a puppy. So Dinor's actually my supervisor. So put a little respect on his name, because in the halls of the Institute of Chronomancy, Dinor is a name that's spoken with hushed reverence. It's like Yoda. Okay? So don't assume you know, because you don't. Right? Don't assume you know how this works, because I'm afraid to tell you you don't. No, you don't. Chief 68, no, you don't. My previous assignment before this observational assignment, the Trumpaverse, was the Jebaverse. And it was nightmarish. We're talking like the Please Clap-averse was not. Trust me, like this universe looks stable and orderly. Okay? Stable and orderly in comparison. I put in for the Christieverse. There is one small budding branch that they're calling the Christieverse, and I thought that one might be fun. The Crispy verse, yeah. But I really cut my teeth in the department, not to brag, with my landmark work on the Delaney verse. So I was you know, I received a few commendations for my work on the Delaney verse, that dead branch. The Wiener verse never sprouted. You know, I mean, you'd think there'd be one, but it just never got to the sprout phase. It never germinated. You know what I mean? So there was never a branch. So you can take comfort in that in all of the many, many multiple trillions of eventualities, there is no Wiener verse. We don't talk about that, Colin. We don't talk about the Hillary verse, okay? That's like joking about the Holocaust in your timeline, okay? Or joking about slavery, okay? We don't talk about that branch. I shouldn't even be, like, entertaining the question. Let's just put it that way. You know, I know you guys don't know the rules, but that's that you just don't even discuss it, you know? I do got a buddy who just got assigned to a really interesting one, and I think he's going to win some awards this year for his observations there. The Carrot Top verse. There is a strange budding outcropping of a universe in which the comedian, the prop comedian Carrot Top, attains political power over the United States. And I had, you know, like, everybody put in for that one. Everybody put up for that one. But, yeah, my buddy was the one that ended up drawing that one. The Carrot Top verse. So we'll see how that happens. I mean, you know, I really shouldn't be eyeballing other strange branches because I did get the Trump-averse. So, you know. Interestingly enough, there are several universes in which Glenn Jacobs, if you can believe it, the mayor of Knox County, becomes president. Okay? What do you think Carrot Top's policies on Israel would be? I think he would send them bombs, right? But when they got the bombs and started loading them, the bombs would pop open and like a jack-in-the-box would come out, or, you know, like confetti would pop out or whatever. That type of shit. That's my guess, but I don't know, you know. Yeah, he shows up with all the bombs and they're like, "What is this?" And he's like, "Bomb bicycle." Bomb toothbrush. That's my guess. But you guys do, well, I guess I can tell you this shit too. Like the point at which the timeline is what we call the splintering. It happened way back in 1998 when Cain's brother threw mankind off of Hell in the Cell through the Spanish announce table. That is the moment in which the splintering happened. I was just letting them know that their branch, their timeline has been condemned, and that we're going to be exiting to a different timeline as observers soon.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not supposed to say it, but because this timeline has been slated for pruning, it really doesn't matter what I tell you. So, yeah, you guys are all doomed. But I was telling them, you know, take solace in the fact that only this version of you is doomed. There's trillions of other versions of you living on different timelines that are going to be completely unaffected when the Trump-averse is pruned. Think about it like that. Yeah, like your save file just is corrupted here,
Yeah.
you know, and you can't continue playing. But you, there's other characters. You know what I mean? It doesn't really help you, as in the you that's here now hearing this. Yeah, you're gonna burn. But all the trillions of other yous are probably flourishing. Maybe. It's for the best. We can't allow this universe to infect others. It doesn't work that way. This universe is its own branch. Like I said, this universe was created way back in 1998 when Cain's brother threw mankind off of Hell in a Cell through the Spanish announce table. That created a shattering event that created a bunch of timelines. And I was assigned to the timeline in which Donald Trump attains power. And my observations are complete. This one's heading straight for the toilet. Sorry about that, but it's for the best, trust me. You don't want a timeline like this to extend beyond its limits. Why'd we have to get the Trumpaverse, man? Look, you can't look at it as bad luck, because this is a 1 in a trillion thing, you know? 1 in a multi-trillion thing. I won't get into the numbers, but you know what I mean? Like, I know it feels like bad luck because you're here and you're going to experience the reaping, but you know, I don't know what to say. This is always an awkward time as a chronomancy observer. I have a hard time with this always, like letting people know that like the end is nigh. You know, it's just always like, man, the ultimate bearer of bad news. You know, don't shoot the messenger, please. All right, it wouldn't do you any good anyway. I'm not really here. You know.
You can't give them too much, though. You can't tell them exactly how.
Well, yeah, I mean, they wouldn't understand it anyway.
Yeah.
This is the dumb. I gotta tell you guys, this is the dumbest branch that I've been assigned to ever. Like, your educational system collapsed a long time ago, so even if I tried to explain it to you guys, it would be like, you know, handing a monkey a fucking computer and telling him to program a fucking game or something. You know, it's just not. It's a mercy kill, yeah. It really is. I hate to put it that way, but it really is. This timeline, this could never be allowed to reach fruition and attain the singularity. Because if that happens, then you got people from this timeline, time traveling and interfering with other ones. That can never be allowed. I'm sorry. As a big of a meme as it would be, I thought about it for a while. I was like, maybe we just let this one go. It might be fun. But unfortunately, I'm bound by the contract, so this one's got to go. Is there a Phoebes-averse?
You know what I did?
What?
Found a bagel again.
That bagel's got to go. That's a triple toasted bagel at this point. Take our best person with you. Your best person would be the worst person in my timeline. There's just nothing that you could possibly do. It would be like, yeah, like the best person here would be the most stunted backwards person in my timeline. So I'm sorry, but there's just nothing I can do for you on that. Excuse me, sir, the flux capacitor is from a movie in this timeline called Back to the Future. There's no such thing as a flux capacitor, but you wouldn't know that. Don't get snippy with me. I can make, dude. You guys don't understand. All right, you don't understand. There are certain decisions I can make this easy, or I can make this slow. You feel me? Typically, I make it easy because what's the point of all compounding the suffering? But my report kind of dictates what happens to you. So you keep your fucking. Can we just pay you to go away? You understand this, okay? I'll let you in on a little secret. My timeline doesn't deal with primitive ideas like monetary compensation. So you handing me money here is like basically handing somebody a roll of used toilet paper. It's worth about that much. You feel me? My timeline, the concept of monetary systems was eliminated several thousand years ago now at this point. How does one apply to be a chronomancy observant? You don't apply. It's not like it's. I can't explain the whole hierarchy to you, okay? But you just don't apply, okay? You're born to be a chronomancy observer. That's the best way to put it. Excuse me. Pardon me. Woo. I get gassy right before I transfer. What kind of music do you listen to while doing chronomancy work? I gotta be fucking honest with you guys, alright? You guys want to know the truth about it? Music is an outdated concept, okay? The fact that your timeline is still doing it is one of the more interesting parts of my post-mortem report. That your timeline has somehow still held on to the primitive concept of like making noises and banging on things. Yeah. Is there a branch where gorilla always doesn't always win? If there is, I wouldn't want to go there. You have no idea. You have no idea. I will tell you this. Good weed in this branch. You guys did a good job with that, if nothing else. Really, really respectable kush on this branch. The za is not bad. So you guys got that. If nothing else, we got that. Oh. The retardiverse is what I'm calling this one. You like my style? Thanks, bro. Flattery is not going to make me save you, but thanks all the same. I appreciate it. almost had the Elon verse. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. Trust me, Elon didn't even come close. But that's just having the foresight and all of that, you know. You don't gotta worry about that. This was not the Elon verse. I like your style, dude. I like your style too, man. Thank you. Anything in the past that could have set us on the right path, or were you doomed from the start? It's a matter of perspective, you know. I mean, if you want to think about it in terms of like the entirety of the central timeline, you were doomed from before the start, right? Like that's a really pessimistic way of looking at it, but maybe the truth. But you know, ultimately, knowing what we know about how the timeline works and stuff, once again, this is akin to you shedding a skin cell. It doesn't feel that way for you because, of course, you're an entire, complete, whole, conscious being. But the thing that is you is so vast and eternal that, you know, this timeline failing is, you know, like you getting a hangnail and pulling it off or something like that, right? Do you think wrestling is fake? I just wanted to thank y'all for what you're doing to your bodies. It's still real to me, damn it. What if I craft my own timeline through chaos magic? You have fun with that. Yeah. That's such a good idea. You should scamper along and do that. Yeah, for real. You guys don't know how lucky you are with the green, though. Like some timelines, it's all seedy brick pack Mexican shit because the United States just never gets over its weedophobia. And so there are timelines where your ass is sitting right where you are right now, but you're smoking filthy, dirty, 3 seasons ago, been sitting in a brick in a warehouse underneath a tarp for fucking 3 seasons. Filthy, dirty Mexican import weed. It's bad, man. Bad news, bro. This is one of the good timelines, bro. That's why I've hung around as long as I have. I could have called it fucking probably 10 years ago. Like, you guys should be fucking thanking me, honestly. Like, I'm not even really supposed to talk about this, but I gotta be honest with you. I had my data collection complete on this timeline 10 fucking years ago. No joke. I extended my observational analysis for this right here. So the last 10 years, you ought to be like, thank you for that. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. I hung in there for this. Okay, and for you. Hey, you don't worry about what I take with me and what I don't, okay, bud? Styrofoam, peanuts. You don't worry about. Okay, there is a certain amount of cargo allowed to be carried out of a timeline. This is part of the perks of being a chronomancy agent. So you don't even worry about what I'm taking, and you don't worry about the regulations on psychoactive substances. That's for me to worry about, all right? I've got the authority, at least over this branch. So you don't worry about that, okay? I'm not going to be corrected by a little dead branch, okay? Hey, allegedly, Matt Blank. Allegedly. I'm more surprised your timeline hasn't moved on from that. Yeah, well, you know, you win some, you lose some is kind of how we put it. The costs of paradise, I guess, is what you'd say, right? I know. It's like, dude, the hubris. I just told you I'm an extra dimensional agent pruning timelines. Basically, God. Like, hey, let me let you in on something. I'm the closest thing to a God that you will ever encounter. Newsflash, right? I got the button. And the hubris of this timeline still has motherfuckers out there trying to correct me. Are you kidding? You know? Are you kidding? Your timeline hasn't moved on past the concept of winning and losing. I mean, win some, you lose some is an artifact colloquialism from multiple different timelines that gained popularity in the chronomancy timeline, right? Or the multiple timelines that the chronomancy has established itself in, right? So win some, yes. The concept of win and loss in a deterministic universe makes absolutely no sense. So you're right about that. But it's still useful as like a colloquialism, right? You can still pass that around left, right, up, down, center. You're just an interdimensional fascist. I oppose your timeline's supposed domination of the art of chronomancy and the continuation of other timelines. Look, you can rabble rouse till the day is long, okay? And I understand how you feel. I would feel similarly if I were in your position. I really would. So your feelings are very valid. That being said, you don't understand what the implications of me not doing my job would be, and others like me, right? You see me as a fascist, right? Because your perspective only allows you to see the singular perspective of a being trapped on a dead timeline, right? Once you have multidimensional perspective, you'll understand that I'm a benevolent being. This was pruning this timeline is a mercy kill. Your working class is already lost. Your working class is already lost. What's the collection of jobs that one of you doomed ones has to work nowadays just to put food on the plates of your family? Your working class is already lost. Hence the pruning. I mean, Godwin's Law to a fucking chronomancy agent, Godwin's Law. Unbelievable. Yeah. Yeah, I'm aware of that old pop song from your timeline. Ooh, child, things are gonna get easier. Ooh, child, things. I know the song. Play that song while everything burns. It'll make you feel better. And it really is true. The other yous, the trillions of other yous, and the trillions of other timelines will be completely unaware of the pruning of this one. Like I said earlier, like shedding a skin cell. The world is ending. This timeline is ending. The world persists. Is there anything you'll miss? Well, the weed, right? It was really good. The weed was good. I like your hip hop music too. I'll miss Kodak Black. I might. Well, I'll talk about that later. Like tears in the rain. What are the benefits you get as a chronomancy agent? Aren't they apparent? Look how chill this fucking job is, bro. What indicates our timeline ends? I missed the signs. If you were looking for the signs, your timeline functionally ended way back in 1998 when Cain's brother threw mankind off of Hell in a Cell through the Spanish announce table. That was the shattering event. So if you want to blame somebody, blame the brother of Cain. Honestly. So just get dental then? We don't have teeth. See, I don't want to blow your mind too much. My timeline, like, this is a representation, right? I look this way so that I am not abhorrent to you. But my timeline has had close to 1 billion years of human evolution mixed with our technology on your timeline. So if I were to like appear to you as I am, no, I'm human. I'm just more human than human. You get me? Anyway, I've got to go. I'll see you next time.